In other news tonight, Congress is one step closer to forming a bipartisan commission to investigate the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. According to the top Democrat and Republican on the House Homeland Security Committee, the commission would consist of 5 members from each party. They would be able to issue subpoenas, and they'll be required to release a final report by year's end. The House is expected to consider the proposal as soon as next week. Then the Senate must also approve it as well. Also, a new bulletin tonight from the Department of Homeland Security. A pretty disturbing warning to Americans that terror threats in our country have, quote, evolved significantly and become increasingly complex and volatile, end quote. Security leaders say extremists may try to take advantage of loosening COVID restrictions to attack certain targets now that people are filing back to life, and that conspiracy theories and false narratives are helping fuel potentially violent hate. Earlier today, I spoke with J.J. Green, a national security analyst at WTOP Radio in D.C., about the latest threats and exactly where they are coming from. J.J., thanks so much for being with us tonight. As always, appreciate your expertise. Everything has a downside. The news was really good this week about kind of the country, I should say, getting back to normal post-COVID. But now we see this alert. What's your top line reaction, and why are they doing this now?
There's a possibility that terror groups that are inspired by their own grievances here in the U.S. that have to do with race or politics could be inspired as well by foreign groups, including ISIS and al-Qaeda, and by nation states to launch attacks as they see the COVID-19 restrictions being lifted. The reason for that, I'm told, is that they believe there will be greater opportunities for them to inflict greater pain, to launch more devastating or deadly attacks across the country. And I think DHS is doing this right now, Rob, is because I think they're doing it because they're seeing some chatter. They're seeing something to say to them. We need to get folks, especially the law enforcement crew across the country, state, local, and tribal, and territories. They have to be aware and prepared for this, and they sent this out in a public forum so that the public as well could be aware of this.
And JJ, reading over this bulletin and you know, them phrases like race war and conspiracy theories and false narratives, and you have to mind, obviously, as you go back to what we saw on January 6th, and you see a bulletin like this today, and you just kind of get a sense that what happened that day is a window into something that has been ginned up and stirred up and emboldened in this country, and that we may see, we have to stay on alert for something like that to potentially happen again, especially as society opens back up.
Rob, I got to be honest with you. This bulletin from DHS is a scary thing to me because of what they say. The exact words that you mentioned, race war, etc. This is precisely what these outliers want to happen in the U.S., and there are folks inside the U.S. that are using any kind of support they can get, whether it comes from sources inside the U.S. or outside of the U.S., to reach their ideological goals. And this is a very real possibility because the problem that we're facing, Rob, right now is that people simply are not listening to truth. They simply aren't listening. Many people, I should say, not everybody, are not looking or listening to reality and realism. They're kind of focused on what it is that they want, and they're focused on their media channels, which are telling them what they want to hear. They're not looking at reality. So a lot of people are going down this path, following whatever it is that they're following, and they believe that it's got to happen, it's destined to happen. And I think DHS recognizes there are groups out there, there are extremist groups out there that are trying to recruit people who are vulnerable, who could be susceptible to buying this hook, line, and sinker. And there the country is going to be dealing with a very ugly situation if this does start to happen. And there looks to be, just based on what I've seen, there looks to be quite a bit of evidence that there is some significant activity in this area.
Oh, they certainly didn't issue this bulletin for their health. There's a reason behind it. And I know the phrase, the big lie, is everywhere these days, but it means something, and it affects people, and we can't lose sight of that. JJ, as always, I could talk to you for the entire show about this, but we're out of time. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us tonight. We appreciate it, sir.
Rob, it's always a pleasure to see you, and thank you for knowing so much about this on your own. It's always good to get great questions about this stuff. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks again.